Hello, everyone. So a few things I'd like to get off my chest this evening. Actually, I've been wanting to get them off my chest for a while, in fact. Now that I have a web camera, I figured this would be a good time to do it. I've been browsing YouTube a lot lately in regards to President Obama. The things I've been finding about him have been a bit one-sided, interesting at best. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm very open-minded. I believe everyone's entitled to their own opinion, their own beliefs. I don't believe in infringing on people in that way. But what really has caught my interest, especially recently, are some of the videos that mention that he is the Antichrist. The devil in disguise, the one that is, sent from hell to propagate peace and, bring unity to the world, a false peace, and they end up being this evil, demonic tyrant that will, wreak havoc on the world and destroy us all. I must admit that, in the beginning, his campaign promises did sound pretty appealing. He did attract quite a few people. I mean, you have to admit, he did bring the races together in that respect. He blurred that line between African American and Caucasian and Asian and Hispanic, and the message he spoke really was, true. We should stand together as one people instead of individuals, because as one people we are much more capable of achieving greatness. When you act as separate entities, you achieve less, there's more conflict and so forth. I must admit, though, that since becoming president, I find it disheartening that he hasn't kept a good portion of his campaign promises. Now, I do realize that, when any president-elect enters the White House, there's some compromises must be made, especially when he approaches Congress. He has to compromise some of his promises because obviously Congress does have the majority. They are the majority, and they decide, they vote, on what he proposes. But really, his taxes, on tobacco, and there's still discussions of taxing other things, Gas prices are rising again. I think that's a bit upsetting, but then again, the prices do rise during the summer. The petrol fuel companies know that we like to take trips during the summer, the beach, or whatever it is you might do during the summer. But with the economy, the way it is right now, I don't see too many people traveling as much. And some of us may plan one big trip, but I don't picture us traveling as often as we did 8 years ago. But anyways, but to stay on track, I'm not really sure what to think of Obama as our president. He has done some good. He really has repaired America's reputation with other countries. It was quite interesting to see the Queen of England take to the First Lady the way she did. When Obama and the First Lady flew out to Great Britain to meet with the Queen, and the Queen, hugged the First Lady, and they didn't. The British security and the Royal Guard had no protocol for that, because usually it's not protocol for the Queen to touch anyone, and it's against the law to touch her. But she made the first gesture, so there is some good coming out of this. There are stimulus packages that are ending up in people's paychecks. There is the unemployment extension. There are people who are seeing a living increase in their paychecks. But, you have to weigh the good with the bad. Nothing's perfect. And regardless of who ended up being president, McCain, Obama, I think we still would have had something to complain about. The man hasn't been president for a year yet, and the only thing I can say to anyone that's being not being open-minded about it is to give the man a chance. I'm finding it difficult some days myself, to be honest, but let's give him at least 4 years. I mean, look at what Bush Jr. did, W. We gave him 4 years to prove himself, and I'm not going to get into it. I could spend all night. And then we re-elected him another 4 years, and he made our country into a mess. He made a mockery of our country. He made the entire world hate our country, this great country of ours, and it's sad. But anyway, so the message is just to, when you walk out your door every day, it's pretty easy to get pissed off at that person that cut you off at the intersection, or that rude person that cuts in front of you in that line at Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever it is you might do during your daily routine. But as a people, we need to start banding together. We need to start working together. We need to start having more patience, and we need to start listening to each other more. Yeah, and that is the basic message of what Obama used in his speech. But he's not really the change we need. The change that we really need is within us. And once we learn to work together and set aside our differences and stop, using race as an excuse, and break down those barriers, I think that humanity as a whole would truly benefit from it. I think we have a long way to go, before that happens, but, one step at a time, baby steps. So, anyways, thanks for listening. Peace out.